When you're in the mountains, it's amazing the people you meet when you're in a hot spring. The other night, I got to meet John Del Toro and the beautiful Marina, hanging out. You had a few good tracks playing on your little ghetto blaster. It was just epic little scene, wasn't it? Got to find out that you're a chef.
I am. I don't really like to use the word chef because I find that so intimidating to the average person, because I'm catering more towards the people that are afraid to get into the kitchen, to take that fear out and show that, you know, everything doesn't have to be over the top, you know, school for 4 years. I look at it this way, everybody's mom was a great cook. There was some kind of dish that everybody's mom has made that's been fantastic, but nobody was ever formally trained. So I'm kind of taking that and putting a twist to it and kicking it up a notch, and just trying to get out there for the average person, get them out, get them in.
And what is your business that you run that under?
Well, actually, Marina and I are actually the head franchisors for all of Ontario for a new fast food restaurant coming in called Soulful Delish. And it's basically taking fast food, spinning it, and putting it completely healthy. So we don't like to call it fast food. In fact, we like to call it good food served quickly.
We want to break the stereotype of fast food being unhealthy, because you know, with the lifestyle, you know, you're athletic, you enjoy life, you want to eat something that's going to complement your lifestyle instead of prevent you from enjoying it.
Exactly. And food is so important. It's got all the nutrition, hasn't it?
Well, yeah, we always figure that, you know, we know a good place to eat because we usually have the 3-hour rule after we eat. So if we're either thirsty or bloated or tired, then we know that there's something there that's just not sitting well with us. Whereas the concept of that Jeff Parker, who actually lives in British Columbia, came up with this idea of this restaurant or fast food franchise. When we went down to Pennsylvania to try it, 3 hours later, we're actually fully energized. It was fantastic. So we're like, we want to get involved in this.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
But it's interesting how you mentioned that we clicked in the hot springs because of the music, and I truly believe music and food is something that really unites people.
Yeah, it certainly does, doesn't it?
Together.
Everybody that goes to a house party, everybody groups in the kitchen. That's where it gravitates, and you know, you put the music down, you get some wine going. It's a perfect recipe for a good time. Yeah,
I mean, food and beverage so important to us as humans, and interaction, and in the mountains as well, and the cities, everywhere. It's just a magnificent.
And being out here with the nature, it does inspire you. You sit down, you become more creative mentally. It's a proven fact that you know, you become more in touch with yourself, and your brain goes into different directions where creativity is actually heightened. Yeah. So it's just great.
So what brings you guys to Panorama, the lovely Panorama?
That's my 3rd year of snowboarding. But this gentleman, thanks to him, he always pushes my limits, so he decided to test it.
I've been boarding for 30 years, so you and I both ride the same board, LibTech, so big fan on those. It's just, the winter's here. It's going to be here for 45 months, so it's either, you know, can't stand it or embrace it. So got her on the snowboard, and she loved it. So we
definitely enjoy winter much more now.
It
goes by fast.
And this place is
beautiful.
Exquisite. Panorama's fantastic. First time here for both of us. And it's amazing. You know, good people, good hills, great food. Are the food that we've been eating.
The accommodations there, you just ski down or snowboard down.
And the food in the village is fantastic. It's so good.
We got to meet Chef Stefano.
Oh, nice.
Yesterday, Vincent Stefano, and yeah, he's so excited about what's going on here with the Alto and a few other things. He's done a lot of time at Whistler before, but it's all about what can happen and change here in
yeah, and you know
Panorama.
what? I found that the Alto, the food there is feel-good food.
Yeah.
It's as fancy as it can be, but it leaves you feeling full but not stuffed, and you leave feeling energized.
Yeah.
It's
It's
really
actually lasted us, you know, half day. We're in the hills and it's a lot of energy burnt, but fine. Like
Yeah.
we're not starving.
great.
It's fantastic.
And for yourself, John, what do you love most about snowboarding? And
Oh man, it's like just getting out there and getting lost in your mind.
yeah,
You put your headset on, you distance yourself, you deconnect from technology, from emails, from people and business, and you're just out there doing your own thing. And my parents think I'm crazy. I had a really bad injury. I had a calcaneus fracture, shattered my foot, 10 screws, 4 plates. So my parents think that I'm absolutely nuts getting back on a board, but you can't stop with what you love.
Yeah.
And those people who do it and ski and board, it's a passion. It's a matter of just breaking away and just feeling really good and reconnecting. Yeah,
and it's
I love
great to be able to ride with friends and family.
It's the
or
best.
whatever it is.
It's
isn't
the
it?
best.
Yeah,
You know, love of my life is on the hills with me. So, you know, doing what I love and seeing her develop a passion for it, it's fantastic. It actually strengthens the relationship. It's really good when two people have the same passion.
And it's a lot of adrenaline.
Yeah.
And I like to
So
cook.
it
She
works.
likes to eat. She likes to board. I like to board. It's a match made in
perfect.
heaven. It's fantastic.
Fun.
Yeah.
So Marina, you've been dropping into the park,
No,
right?
No, and if she did, it would be accidentally dropping
because I missed the turn.
or bouncing.
Yeah.
So yeah, once we get over this vacation,
I've
and
always wanted to do something like that with sports, and I found that I could have done a lot more, but I started, after I was 36, 37, so my brain gets on the way, so I'm trying to fight my brain and get lost in that. So in certain runs, when I feel confident, I'm like, okay, you can join me. Now I can see what I know. But John has been amazingly passionately and patient with me and everything, so it works.
Patient sometimes,
Yeah.
frustrated sometimes.
Yeah.
Turn your brain off. Just
Yeah.
let it go. But it's. But listen, I give her full credit to be picking up this type of a sport this late in life. It's full kudos.
Yeah.
You know.
It takes a bit to get over that first 5 to 10 days when you first start, and then.
You know what? I think for her was just turning off the brain and just
Not
stop.
overthinking.
Yeah, and just let the fear go.
Yeah.
But I'm on a hill. I'm the mother. What am I doing? So a lot of things going on through my head, and I'm like, okay, just do it. And once I'm in that, it's easy, right? It's just your body starts feeling it. But until then, a couple moments of panic attack.
But it makes you feel alive.
Yeah.
You got to have something that rattles your cage every so often.
Exactly.
And you're picking up that speed, and you realize, I better slow down. You got the heart racing, adrenaline's going. It's a feel. When was the last time you get that in the city?
Yeah.
Unless you're trying to, walk across a busy street. That seems to be a little bit of an adrenaline rush, but
Or running from someone in the wrong neighborhood.
Exactly.
Something like that.
and then to find you, meet you, and have the connection, both music, because we're both into the 80s music.
Yeah.
And one note for the 80s, and we're both into the food and snowboarding, so it's nice.
Yeah.
It's actually funny because we're talking how, again, you want to find friends later in life. You connect on the hobbies, right? Something you like, because you'll have definitely something to talk about.
Yeah.
Again, it's different when you're later on in life. It's not through work, it's not through school, but hobbies, and actually it's easier connection.
Yeah.
You don't need to pretend that you like something. You're doing it.
I wish you could come to Toronto and come to my place and sit down and be like, okay, now we're gonna cook you something.
Yeah.
And bust out the smoker and do some fantastic dishes that'll blow your hair back.
Yeah, wow. Yeah. So do you specialize in any foods per se, or you're fairly
You know what it
all-round?
is? It's like I need inspiration. And getting the creative, juices flowing inside of me usually sparks, ironically, when I'm going to the grocery store and I'm walking around and something,
What's in season, or
what's in season, I go to different grocery stores, like more ethnic. And it's like, well, what is that? What can I do with this? And then read about it and then say, okay, well, let's try this, and just experiment. Like, there's going to be a massive amount of failure in the kitchen. And that's, I think, what scares a lot of people is that everything's got to be so perfect the first time. Like, no, everybody's burnt something, overcooked it, made it mushy, over salted, but you learn. And if you take that fear away and just saying, listen, I'm going to hit a bullseye, and sometimes I'm going to hit, you know, the wall and completely miss out. But that's the fun of cooking. For me, I think it's just so therapeutic. It really, once again, the snowboard and the food for me is a very therapeutic thing. It just breaks me away, gets me away from, disconnect.
Well, hands up, I've burnt toast before, but in Australia we smother it with Vegemite to make it taste good.
You know, and I still cannot make Jell-O. No. I can't get it to solidify. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And I was like, but read the box. I said, I do. I just can't get it to work. But meanwhile, I can cook an incredible hollandaise sauce. You know, and
still the best.
Wow. Well, man, great chatting to you guys. And Soul Delish.
Soulful Delish.
Soulful Delish.
Actually, it's Soulful Delish Healthy Cafe. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook. And it's coming. It's boots are on the ground for Ontario. And it's when it does hit, like really make an impact here, it'll grow. The franchise show was fantastic. A lot of interest. I think at this point, people are ready. And I think people that serve food, the franchises, the fast food joints, you need to take responsibility of what you're feeding the public. And you've got to put out the good food. And with only 2% GMO on our menu, and we have gluten-free options, check us out. It's fantastic. And I thoroughly believe in it.
Wow. Hey, let's go have a ride.
You got it.
Absolutely.
Lovely.
There you go.